Alright, and welcome back to the next part of the guide and playthrough to Majora's Mask. In the last part, we got to the Goron village and learned a little more about the kind of things that are going on here, and we obtained the Lens of Truth. And in this part, we're going to be heading back out and seeing just what this thing does for us. Alright, so as you can see, we weren't standing on his feathers when we were jumping across this. It was just these icy platforms that he just sort of allowed us to see. So, just hop back across these. And remember, this thing consumes magic power. There is a trick where if you just mash the button like crazy, then it doesn't consume any more magic power. Alright, so now we see what was causing that shadow. Just this ghost of the Goron, or I think that's what he's supposed to be. Let's talk to him. Are you able to see me? If you truly can't see me, then follow along. Alright, so what we have to do now is just follow him. You don't need to wear the Lens of Truth for this, you can still see a shadow. Might as well save yourself some magic power. And just so you know, yeah, we do still have our guest commentator here.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. Is it Darunia's the one in...
yes, Darunia is the one in Ocarina of Time. We don't know this guy's name yet, but
yeah,
if you haven't
it's a different name. That's what I thought.
Here's something that I haven't brought up yet. If you might have noticed, every character... Termina is a parallel universe. Every character in this game is from has the same design as from Ocarina of Time, but they have a different name and a different personality. So, as Evan just mentioned, this is the Terminian counterpart, let's call it, to Darunia from Ocarina of Time.
Same sort of setting, High Chief of, like, the Gorons.
Yeah, he was. In this game, well, we don't really know who he is yet. Just pointing out that he is the Terminian version of Darunia. Also, just run past the White Wolfers. You don't really have time to deal with them. The ghost will wait for you, so don't really worry about that, but we've got more pressing matters right now. So, at this part, he'll just fly ahead. Alright, so this part he's going to act a little differently. Instead of leading us along a path, he's just going to kind of fly up there and we have to climb along those ladders. So, as you can see, the path for this is up once, then right, right again, and then right again. Basically just, it's right, left, right. Something you might want to do is put on the Deku mask and use the Deku hop to get across this ice. So remember, the path for this is right, left, right.
This was kind of a... So this is what, like the third follow mission we're talking about in the Legend of Zelda series?
The third what?
The third, like, follow mission like this, where there was, in Ocarina of Time, you had the Graveyard Days run.
You had the Graveyard... You were... No. This is... I don't know how many follow quests there were before this, but I know there was... Yes, there was the Graveyard in Ocarina of Time. There was also the Ghost in Ocarina of Time. That
was Zelda at the end of Ocarina of Time.
Yes, then there was Zelda at the end of Ocarina of Time.
So, but this was kind of the first one where the thing that you were following sort of defied physics that you couldn't do.
Pretty much, yeah. Majora's Mask has a lot of first-time things for the series. One of them in particular is pretty interesting. I'll be sure to mention it, but it's not till very later. That's the last thing I'm planning on doing in the game.
It's for another time.
Yeah. And we enter the Goron Graveyard. This area was changed a lot in the 3DS version. On the walls, there were like these paintings of Gorons instead of just these lines. I don't think there was blue fire everywhere. There were more of these little pedestals. Just thought I might want to point that out. Alright, so let's talk to the ghost and see just what he's all about. I said talk to him. There we go. So apparently Kippur Gabora, the owl, told him about us. And yeah, that's the owl's name. It's never brought up in this game. His name is Darmani III, and he has the proud blood of the Goron heroes. So basically, this guy tried to defeat the monster that was causing the blizzard, and yeah, we now learn that it's a monster. And he kind of failed, and now he's dead. So yeah, another very dark thing that Majora's Mask has going for it.
Again, probably more dark than was originally intended.
Yeah, definitely.
It was actually so... have you mentioned the scar that you can see yet?
Yeah, he has a big scar on him. So yeah, that's another pretty dark thing. And once more, he's asking us to bring him back to life, but he somehow knows that he expects that that's beyond our power. So what he wants us to do instead is just heal his soul. So, if you'll remember, right, we learned a song that could heal souls quite a while ago. Let's play it. We're just going to be quiet here, I think. Alright, well, that was interesting. Once again, this game, as we've mentioned, is a very dark game at points. So, now we pretty much just have this guy's soul, feelings, and pretty much everything of him in this mask. And his pretty much last request was for us to save his village for him. So, let's put on the mask and see what it does. Once again, I haven't mentioned this yet, but those transformation animations are kind of creepy. We haven't seen the worst of it yet, though.
That's true. Some of the transformation... Well, there's one specific transformation that's crazy.
Yeah. We'll get into that one later. The Deku one was kind of weird. The Goron one I didn't think was too bad, but one of them later... Let's just say it's kind of well-known. So basically, just read his gravestone and it will explain how to play as the Goron, pretty much. This one's important. Water is disastrous for Gorons. Don't step in water as a Goron. You just sink into it. It's pretty much... Deku Scrub had fire, Goron has water. Now let's read the next thing here. Techniques for battle. Alright, so, just in case that didn't make any sense, here's how you play as the Goron. You use B to punch. These punches are pretty powerful. You can do a bit of a rapid barrage of them, but they're still fairly slow. hold down A to curl it into a ball. You just had to push it once in the 3DS version and it would lock you into that state. And when holding A, push B to pound. And then you can just roll around with the control stick, and if you roll it around long enough, then spikes will come out of your body, pretty much. Allows you to damage enemies. Yeah, I personally consider the whole holding down A thing to be a lot better than the 3DS version, where you have to just push it once and then maneuver yourself. But that's just me.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you.
There is one control scheme in the 3DS version that got changed that I just cannot stand, but we'll get into that later. Alright, so these guys are beginning to recognize us as Darmani, because we have his mask and we can pretty much inhabit his body now. He's mentioning one thing that I forgot to mention. We were kind of distracted by a ghost of a Goron to talk to this guy, so let's talk to him as human form. Alright, so he just mentioned that there was a hot spring beneath the grave, so we're going to want to go get some hot spring water from it. Because, if you remember right, the blacksmiths, they mentioned that hot spring water can melt ice. So we're just going to want to pull the gravestone back. And the area will fill up with water. As I've mentioned, the Gorons and water do not mix, but this water is fine. As long as it's not more than, like, neck deep or something, you're not gonna take damage from being in water. Sorry
It was interesting. The hot spring water kind of replaced the blue fire it was called in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, it did. The blue fire, I didn't like that. I'm kind of glad it's gone. There's another way to melt ice later in the game, but we'll be getting into that. But first, let's just unfreeze this frozen guy here. So, because we look a lot like Darmani, they pretty much think that he has come back to life and is going to save their village. Which, I guess in a way, he kind of has. One thing that I want to bring up. You might notice something about a lot of the masks. They're usually given to you by someone who is pretty much dying and you have to heal their soul. For example, we got this one from Darmani. We got the Camaro's mask from Camaro. And one unanswered question in this game is whose spirit is in the Deku's mask? We'll be getting into that much later, but just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty complex theory.
It's not a theory, it's outright revealed later on.
Well, yeah, not theory, but like...
And there's what happens when you fall into water as the Goron. You take a little bit of damage. Nothing too serious. But if you want to get down here really quickly, just roll, and then you'll start to go fast, and nothing's going to slow you down when you have the spikes. Sorry about that. Alright, so, now that we have the Goron mask, I think right now would be a pretty good time to end off this part. If you remember right, we're going to want to go over to the owl statue. Where is that? It's around here somewhere, pretty much. I'll just save off screen. So, thanks for watching this part, and I hope you found it helpful. And in the next part, we're going to be going back to the Goron village and seeing what everyone's reaction to having Darmani back will be. So, I will see you then. And yeah, the hot spring water cools after a while. Remember that.